In five, four, three, two,
And we back.
and we back, and we back, and we back, and we back, and we back. Yeah! And we back, we back. Think It Out Loud Podcast, TOLPcast.com. You already know what it is. You already know who I am. It's your boy Jay Lip. And in the building tonight, we got my homie to the right of me, C. Smith in the building. C. Smith, tell him what's good, baby.
What's going on, man?
How you feeling?
I'm tired. 10 days straight at work.
There you go. Good. That's why I like to hear grind. You get a couple horns for that. And then making her triumphant return. It's the queen of this bitch, Mrs.LIP. Mrs.LIP, how are you doing this evening?
I am really fantastic. Really,
Really
really good.
fantastic. All right, let's drop a bomb for that. One of Lip's bomb. Drop a lip bomb for that. Now, let's first and foremost open it up by saying rest in heaven, rest in power, rest in peace, and all the other interpretations that you have for basically blessings upon those who know and love the loss of a great in the music industry, a great in the history of the culture, a great as far as a person in this world, Aretha Franklin. We salute you. Lived a pretty lengthy career as far as it comes to her imprint in the music game, and she deserves any and all RESPECT. We thought we found out what that meant to her, but we did not know the disrespect that she meant to those who were left behind. And let's go through the list of the bullshit. So let's start at the top. Giving a quick background, Queen of Motown, Queen of Soul. She deserves basically nothing but praise. However, not everyone feels that way, and not everyone has expressed such sentiments on their platforms. So the first fuck you is going today to Fox News as a company, conglomerate, and motherfucking organization. Because y'all know, boo, 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 boo on what y'all did. Y'all did a terrible job at disrespecting the queen. What did y'all do? Well, Fox News posted in the remembrance of Aretha Franklin a picture of none other than another great, but not Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle. How in the hell do you keep doing this, Fox News, and
They all look the same to them.
in predominant culture? Why in the hell do y'all keep thinking that black people all look the same? Y'all did the same shit when the great Michael Clark Duncan, rest in power, brother Michael Clark Duncan passed. Who did they put up on the screen? Terry Crews. This nigga Terry Crews is still alive. He's
Alive and
still
well.
doing movies. It's not like Pac. You know what I'm saying? Pac passed and he still was dropping multiple albums and projects. This is Terry Crews. It's just another strong black man. But when Michael Clark Duncan died, they put this nigga on the screen. So y'all did it again. You just want to remind us as a culture, as a community, that y'all just don't give a damn. And then
Oh, man.
they're gonna come out with this fool ass apology talking about some we cropped the image incorrectly, we zoomed in on Patty when it should have been Aretha. What do y'all think about this fuckery?
You zoomed in. You even had the right picture.
Exactly. That's my point. That's what I'm saying. But go ahead. So, what do y'all think about this first wave of dis RESPECT to the Queen?
So I have two thoughts.
Share with the class.
Firstly, I saw the picture and it's bullshit to say they were zoomed in. They were pretty far zoomed out and all I saw was Patty and her band. So I call complete bullshit on that excuse. Second off, I would think for the sake of, I don't know, any kind of inclusion that they're trying to create, that there is at least one person of color in that room, or they need to find one. Grab an intern, a water boy, get the guy who just delivered the sandwiches. Who cares?
Grab a nigga off the street. Just give a nigga an intern.
Anything with like a person of color in their media, because the fact that this has happened more than once in my lifetime is twice too many. Like, come on. This is ridiculous. There's no excuse. Because the first time you could maybe call it an accident, you know, two big kind of buff black bald guys, maybe.
Kind of buff.
But like this, No, there's no excuse. No excuse.
All right, so we not giving him a pass on that Smith. You see you over there chuckling. What you got?
I don't know with all the access we have internet wise. How you not type in her name, look up a Google midget picture, an image, and you get Patti LaBelle. Out of out of all pictures, you couldn't find one by herself. You gotta find one with her and Patti LaBelle.
That's the thing. They didn't. They didn't find one with her and Patti LaBelle. They
That's
just found Patti LaBelle.
That's what Tony said is she's right. It's bullshit because she has plenty of pictures by herself performing, and you want to get the one with Patti LaBelle and her band.
Right. So to me, what that interprets is they basically went on Google and said black female singer old soul. Just said fuck it. Just said fuck it.
That's terrible.
So
Old
soul R&B singer black female. So salute to Patty. We glad you still kicking. Again, no disrespect, but you ain't Aretha. Your time gonna come. You up there. But regardless,
What?
I'm just saying, like everybody gotta go sometimes. I'm just saying.
She got Patty pies. Patty pies.
Yeah. And matter of fact, somebody also said on the media, and I don't know if it was Fox News or local news, but somebody said Aretha was an amazing artist. She did all these great things and made amazing pies. And I'm like, what the fuck? Aretha pies? Yes.
They didn't say that,
Babe, they did. I swear. I promise you. I will post the link in the comments.
She
They
made
said-
That's a shame.
They
That's
said
a
the
shame.
Aretha pie, she made great pies. I'm like, maybe she did, but we know what y'all motherfuckers talking about.
Hell no.
Talking about patty pie. So
Aretha.
It's always so disheartening to hear them talk about remembrance of a person that they obviously don't know. Like to put up an image or to say like she made great pie, she was a fantastic woman and a great artist. You don't know nothing about her, obviously. Like how can you say anything? You don't know what you're talking about. It's so disheartening.
I
Come
agree.
on.
I agree. And remember, at the end of the day, we talking about the levels of RESPECT. So that's the first wave. So we just struck through Fox News as a company, conglomerate, and motherfucking organization. Now, Fox News, you're dead to us. Come back to us when you have something to show you. Give a damn about the greatness, which is black girl magic, black woman magic, and just respect, mother. God. Anyway, moving forward, the next wave of disrespect that the Queen had to endure was what I would consider. How do you say? I want to look at what happened recently with the MTV Awards, which happened last night. If you're seeing this Tuesday, as you should, Facebook Live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. I'll let you boy. Last night on the MTV Awards, they had Madonna give the award or the remembrance speech or the tribute acknowledgement for Aretha Franklin, but in a 6-minute, I think it is, about 6-minute dedication to Aretha, she mentioned Aretha Franklin about 10 to 15 seconds, talking about basically how all that Madonna had became and the greatness and the trials and tribulations Madonna had endured and trying to get on. And trying to get on.
Let's backtrack.
Let's go ahead. We can rewind it.
Let me paint this picture.
All right.
So she was presented as the person to remember Aretha Franklin, right?
Correct. That's almost like the keynote speaker to acknowledge and remember
she knows
Aretha.
when she's coming out, it's about Aretha Franklin.
Correct. That's the purpose of the speech. That's the whole purpose.
She spent 6 minutes and 15 seconds out of the 6:30 on herself.
Pretty much. She basically said, we want to acknowledge an icon this evening, blah, blah, blah. Then she starts saying, when I was a young woman, I'm trying to be a singer. I'm trying to be a dancer. I ain't had but $35 to my name. I moved out to New York. I ain't about to repeat the whole shit. It was 6 minutes long.
So she gave us her sob story.
Oh, yeah. It was the autobiography of Madonna, and then it ended with, and I wouldn't have been able to do any of this if it wasn't for Aretha Franklin. And I really struggled to find a correlation other than the fact that during one of her auditions, she sang an Aretha Franklin song that she knew by heart. Kudos. Good for you.
Congratulations for knowing one Aretha Franklin song by heart. Congrats.
Exactly.
First off, out of all chicks, you're going to pick this old, dusty, washed up, has-been bitch. That's what she is for what she did last night, a bitch.
I feel like that's
How you that just just
Oblivious, like completely.
oblivious to what you're doing. Like you're not even talking about her accolades and her, upbringing and like her struggles of being a black artist back in the 50s, 60s. You talk
Hmm.
about yourself with $35. Like, what are you talking about? Man,
Which
I hope she got donkey of the day today.
and she did.
I just,
And she
I
did.
just
Go ahead,
wonder.
Mrs. Lip.
I just wonder what that list of like potential presenters looked like that they ended
I
up
don't,
with
yeah.
Madonna. Like
Why are the
who
all
else?
black artists?
Why would you? Somebody who's not even in the same genre, nowhere near the same. Like nothing about Madonna says Aretha Franklin. I don't even hear that as
Oh,
an influence in her music. So, and even considering that, consider the platform of the VMAs. Why wouldn't you get somebody who's in hip hop or R&B for the younger generation to articulate this message that this woman was a legend? And so it's just all bad all around. The message was
they
wrong. The
owe they
messenger was
owe
wrong. All
they
wrong.
owe her family an apology.
Seriously,
Even
that's
Absolutely.
bring
true.
first off for picking the wrong person. Second off for not cutting her off. I would have cut her off. Like, what are you doing?
He just
This is not what we agreed to.
just
We
play the
agreed
wrap it up
to.
music, like while she started talking
Yeah.
about
Cue the
I
music.
was nothing but a young schoolgirl getting started in the game, and yeah, we don't give a fuck about all that.
I'm a
Yeah,
YouTube later
we here
after
for
this.
Aretha.
It was
You know what I'm
bad. It was
saying?
bad.
So with that being
Let's,
said,
let's get
Madonna.
to the last disrespectful thing.
Well, hold on. We got to give her boo and say, Madonna, you're canceled. You and Fox News go in the corner. You're disrespecting the culture, and you disrespecting this fine matriarch
A
of
fucking
music.
legend.
A
Disrespect the
fucking
You
legend.
disrespecting
legend.
Detroit,
Say it again.
disrespecting our city.
Say it again.
A day before her memorial, you
Exactly.
bastards.
You bastards. All right. So we got two in the corner. We got two in the penalty box. Number three, and this one hurts. And you know why? Because this is a fellow brethren of the culture. This is a man who has fought in the civil rights movement. This is a man who has tried to represent black empowerment and civil liberties for as long as I've been alive. Al Albert Reginald Sharpton. I don't know if his middle name is Reginald, but it sounds like it fits based on his
Yes,
looks.
Reginald today.
Albert Reginald
Cause
Sharpton.
he was smoking Reggie's.
He was on Reggie, that downtown Georgia Brown. He was on one. And what did he say? RESPICT.
The emphasis on
Respect.
the I.
Respect. He said this woman represented RESPICT. Nigga, the problem is you can't spell. It's not even about a diss to Aretha Franklin or how
That
many
ain't the,
songs.
that ain't the first problem.
No, the issue.
That song been out for almost 50 years.
That's my point. We know you done heard it
Probably one of the
over.
most famous songs of all time.
This
Like,
cat,
even if
Probably
you
one of the
can't,
first words you should know how to fucking spell.
my
even
man.
if you can't spell, at least we can all memorize words.
Right.
Even if it just sounds like words to you and not even letters.
Yup.
Like there's no
Yup.
excuse. There's no excuse to mess that
Dude, no, he said that shit with so much conviction. Like, I know. I know what the fuck I'm saying.
And that's the funny part to me because it's like, dog. I mean, how many other songs have you heard over the course of your entire life that spelled the hook RESPECT? Find out what that means to me. And he said RESPIC. You got to change your own inflection to say I instead of E. It's not like you can just roll off the tongue like Z or
That don't
G
even sound
or B.
right.
All of these other letters he used could have just rolled off the tongue. But he went to
He said
I.
the I with emphasis. Like, he
R E
knew
S
that
P
meant something.
I C T. Put some respect on her name.
up.
Respect. So that's strike three, wave three. Al Sharpton, Albert Reginald Sharpton.
There
We need
was
you to
wasn't he live recording that?
absolutely. That's the only reason
There
why it's
wasn't
funny.
nobody like no.
No. It was too late. It happened and it's over with. So Al, we know what you're trying to do for the culture, but we're gonna need you to sit your ass in that corner with Fox News, with Madonna, shit, the MTV staff, administration,
They're
and
all
corporation.
fired.
Everybody,
Everyone's
go
fired.
in the
Get up outta
corner.
here.
Go in the corner. We gotta boo you for that. Now, I want to circle back for a minute and make sure that we keep in perspective. These individuals have made some egregious errors when speaking, right? But it doesn't take away from the fact that we, those that are true fans, know what time it is. We know what it is with Aretha, and she's the queen of soul. It is what it is. We call them like we see them. These people have music and they have product that stands the test of time. So, with that being said, I want to kind of close that out and make sure that we keep in our minds and hearts the fact that she gave us greatness, and forever we are thankful. Moving from that, though, I want to double back for a second and talk about this MTV award situation. Well, actually, before we get into that, I want to talk
So is it
about
MTV or the video movie? Which one
it was
is
the
it?
MTV Video Music Awards, right? But we're going to double back to that because there's one other piece of disrespect as this podcast episode topic entails, which is the disrespect that we are seeing to and from the former, as I call, former queen of hip hop, Nicole or Nicki Minaj, aka
Anika.
Nicole Regina Minaj.
No, her name is Anika.
Onika.
Nika,
We're gonna be okay. Let
Minaj.
me
No, it's
Wikipedia.
Mirage or some shit
Let me
like that.
Wikipedia that. Okay, it's Onika Mirage. You're correct. So Onika Mirage, again, got to drop a bomb for you, baby, because you dropped a project, and we are appreciative to continue to receive music from those that can make it. We are disappointed when those said people take to social media and act a goddamn fool like you are doing and like you have been doing. And let me set this scene up for y'all, right? So
Yeah, start from the beginning.
Nicki Minaj has this project dropping. Keep in mind, Nicki Minaj been winning awards in the female hip hop category across the board for damn near the past decade. Now,
Yeah.
there's a couple of mitigating circumstances that some could attribute to why she's been on top, but this ain't the time nor the place to go in. That's another deep dive. But let's just say she's been the greatest hip hop female MC for the past decade. Now,
By default.
by default. Now you have encroachment and you have jeopardization, as I like to say. Don't know if it's a word, but jeopardization of that top spot by a few competitors. You got one Remy Ma who came home. She came back out with the bars. You got Cardi B, who no one thought was going to have the wave that she's had, and now you're starting to see a little bit of competition arise. And it looked like Nicki got a little thrown off her square, as I'd say. She got a little taken off her block because she is acting completely out of character for someone who should be and has been self-proclaimed the queen of hip hop, the queen Barb, as she would like to be referred to. With that being said, why is it that we are seeing Nicki come out of her bag, her petty bag, on social media when it comes to DJs, DJ Self, DJ Envy, not playing her music, not when it comes to fans commenting on social media, she's trying to clap back. We got Smith is so shook up, his camera's shaking all over the place. This shit just, he don't know how to feel about it. You good, boy? You good, baby?
My phone on. I put my phone on the charger.
All right, get that shit. All right. In the meantime, while you get charged
Keep
up,
going. Yeah.
when you get charged up, shout out Young Money. When you get charged up, my thing is this. Nicki is so high on the charts, or previously has been, that with this release of her album Queen, it's like she reverted back to someone who's an aspiring artist. She's responding to bullshit. She's taking jabs at bullshit. She's attacking people for their personal opinion. And quite honestly, it looks immature for this state in the game that she's at. So I wanted to get y'all opinions on that. Hold on one second, cause this fool done switched up.
Hey,
Put your
chill,
phone back.
chill.
Put it back.
Look,
Put it back on vertical, bro, because the video is looking just garbage right now. I
oh my god.
apologize for those watching
All
live.
right.
There you go. There you. Thank you. There you go. Back to business. Just hold it. We only got 10 more minutes. Just hold that bitch. So anyway, uh, and shout out to everybody listening. Y'all will see what we laughing at if you check us out every Tuesday, 6 p.m. So how do y'all feel about how Nicki's behaving? How she's going back and forth on Twitter with her ex, my man Safari. How she's going back and forth with DJs. She's threatening DJs, threatening to bring the goons with her to the studio, or basically the radio
Right.
station, to get at self. How do y'all feel about this? Because it's having a negative reaction to me. It's making her look terrible. She's complaining that she's number two. She's saying she's really number one. She's saying she called Travis Scott, who was number two this week, and saying that even he knows he's not number one, but yet the nigga said he's number one at the MTV Video Music Awards. So yeah, the receipts ain't matching up. You kind of looking bad out here, Nikki. What y'all think about this? Where is she? Is this a mid career breakdown? This is an end of life, end of career breakdown. What's going on?
I think it's becoming clear that Nicki's not very good at being tested. Like,
Okay.
she'll say in her music all day and all night how she's the best, can't nobody touch her, and blah blah blah. She runs the streets, this that, and the other. And then the second there's like even a whiff of competition, even not even direct competition, you debut at number two. That's not a bad spot to be in. Like, if nobody feels any less about you because you debuted at number two as opposed to number one. And you also have to consider too, even in my Instagram, my timeline, people, musicians that I follow were up in Travis Scott when his album came out, putting him in their stories and on their feeds. Like, you got to work on your promotion. That's not a fault against him. That's an issue with your camp. You can't be mad at somebody else because your music didn't do as well as you hoped that it would.
I agree
All right,
with you, and I also want
let
to
me.
before you go head first, as I know you will, want to shout out Jessica Rabbit. She said Nikki is aspiring to be on top again. Shout out to Jessica. Thank you. I agree. I agree with Jessica. She's aspiring to be on top again because I
Yep.
think that she feels like she isn't. But really, if she was just quiet, she would be. But I'm gonna let you go, Smith. Go ahead and cook up.
All right. Number one, 'cause there's a lot of things I gotta hit, so don't cut me off, please. 'Cause I gotta make
This
sure
nigga, dog.
I gotta fill everybody in. First, she started off with the DJ self, and he wanted to drop and all this and that. He said, she said, we ain't got no footage of that, so we don't know who right, who wrong in that. But like DJ Envy said, like, don't threaten to bring somebody up there, cause now you talking crazy. That's nigga's workplace, so you fucking
Amen.
yourself up. You fucking
Amen.
yourself up by doing that.
And you going at?
So
Oh, I'm sorry. You said don't interrupt my. I just want to say you going at. I just want to
Don't
throw this
cut
in
me
there.
off.
No disrespect to the guests. Shout out TheyCSmith. But you also don't want to threaten the same person who's responsible for giving you spins. Because let's be honest, the
I was
DJ.
about to say that you
Oh,
cut me off,
there
but
you
go
go.
ahead.
Okay, that's all I was saying. Go
Don't
ahead. Go ahead.
Well, you said that, so now let's talk about she bringing up she bringing up Safari, and I feel like there's nothing you can say about him. Like, he's already a laughing joke. Like, he's a continuous joke. He laugh at himself. So what makes you think you're
Yup.
talking about this hairline that you paid for? Of course you're gonna pay for it. You the fucking breadwinner. Somebody got his fucking hair plugged. Hey, that's what he wants. You got ass shots. You got your titties done. What's the difference? Right?
Well,
Niggas been getting road game for years. Niggas been
It's
getting road game for years.
cosmetic.
Niggas,
It's
I'm
cosmetic
at the
surgery all
barbershop
around.
every week. Niggas at the barbershop getting that black Beijing, whatever that shit called.
it's Beijing. Trust me, I
You know
know.
what it's
It's
called.
it's
Yeah, they
Beijing.
smiling. They
Yeah.
smiling when they get out the fucking chair. Like, they
Oh,
want
and
to
shout
say,
out to all the
oh my
barbers out
God.
there. Stop putting Beijing on niggas' heads when we ain't asked for it, please. Because I done had Beijing attack me on more than one occasion. I ain't even asked for it.
Me too. I tell my barber, get that toothbrush out my beard.
Right,
Man.
dog. Get that paper towel off my forehead trying to paint my hairline, but keep going.
But let's go to the her crying about being second. Like, you were second with the Pink album or Pink Print. That was her second album.
Correct. Yep, you've
She
been
she
here
did
before.
she didn't complain then.
No, I think that more
But
eyes are on her now. I think that she feels like, to Jessica's point, I think that she feels as an artist that the wave is changing, the vibe is changing, and I think one thing also to
you
mention
put
too.
the pressure on yourself though.
That's true,
You
but
damn.
also there's. I mean, let's be honest. Again, the Cardi B's of the world. This is a woman who started off as an IG comedian, but daytime, nighttime, exotic dancer, stripper. And she made it to reality television, and now she's a staple in hip hop, in the hip hop community. She's doing numbers. She's popular. Now I don't know what that says about the culture in and of itself, because I never saw it happening, but the shit happened. Like, she's there. So I think
Well,
that Nikki in the back of her head always, I think, is believing that there's a competition in itself. Like you said, she's projecting that. And to me, what was most disappointing about the album, as far as just from a holistic perspective, the album cover is basically Nicki topless with some pasties on her nipples. Like, come on, dog. Like, we done passed that stage. We remember you from the original mixtapes, and you doing the Lil Kim squat and the pose with the lollipop, all that silly sexual shit. Like, cool. We been here before. We got you. That was your foot in the door. The cat started paying attention, and you had bars to follow up. It was like, okay, let's listen to her. And then she had a wave of music,
All right,
collaborations with Beyonce. She did collaborations with Beyonce. How many artists can say that they did that? I'm talking about a video
You
with
lucky.
Beyonce.
let me get back in.
All right,
She
jump
come
in.
in with a 5 minute monologue. So back to the point of number two. Then she had the option. She chose to bring her album a week early. So you were testing yourself against the competition, and you lost. Astro World, YG shit. I think two other albums came out. I think yeah, it's another artist, and it was like four albums, and you came up second. He has Kyle. He got the Kardashians behind him. You're gonna lose. It was a close margin, so that says a lot.
Ah,
That says a
I,
lot for you.
it
true.
does.
True
It
He
though.
was
does.
on twenty
It's true.
thousand in sales behind. You got she got the most followers on fucking Instagram, and they only sold 200,000. So that's saying a lot about you. But you still
Yeah.
complain. I don't.
And
I just think
let's go ahead.
she put the pressure on himself. You named your album Queen. You came up second. So are you still the queen? Because you
No,
don't have the top spot.
no.
I guess the biggest problem that I have with her going on this rant about coming out, not about not being number one, is that it's not giving a good impression to her fans. She has a very huge fan base who loves her music, went to the VMAs and sung every single word, like learned the album before they went and saw her live, and they worked hard to get her at number two. So if all she's gonna complain about is what she doesn't have, like me as a fan, I'm like, well, shit, bitch, I did everything I could to help you out, and all you're gonna do is sit here and complain instead of letting your fans know how much you appreciate them. I just think it's really it's just an ugly face for an artist for her to do that.
I
And
agree.
then she complained about he had merchandise with his albums, and like she did the same thing he did before. So
Exactly. She
why
bundled
didn't
album
you
sales with concert tickets. So let's call a spade a spade. If we both playing an if we both playing on an uneven playing field, let's call the shit fair.
stop? Right. I'm like, why would you even complain about that shit knowing you could have did the same thing? You got a
Mhm.
concert coming up with fucking Future. You could have
Right.
did anything. So stop with the fucking crying and excuses.
Yeah.
You fucking Nicki Minaj. You've been out since 2010.
Before
You've
that
been
a
on
little
three.
bit.
You
Before
got
that.
all these hot. You got all these hit records out. You got the fucking shit with YG. You got the Chun Li. You had
Yup.
the other shit with
Yup.
another song with Yo Gotti this year. It's like, what's your excuse? You've had hit records. You had the motorsport.
Yep.
It's like you've been buzzing all year. So the only person to go blame is yourself.
I want to
And
also
if anything, I mean, she can't get mad at Cardi. They were both on Motorsport
On the
together.
same track,
They
yeah.
were on the same song. And if you're so concerned about numbers, why aren't you doing literally everything you can to get your numbers up? Put it with merch, put it with tickets, whatever. Like sign books. Who cares? If you want the numbers up, do what it takes to get the numbers up if you're so concerned about that.
And you
and
could have did. And she could have dropped the album a week that you knew they were coming out that week.
I want
So
to
you chose to drop your album the same day as all these other niggas.
I want to
Right.
also add real quick too. Jessica also said, like Tony said, she's gotten this far by default. There was no competition in the beginning of her career. Now she has to actually have talent to compete. She reverts to aggression instead. I think that's 100% true. And I also
Yep.
want to kind of bring this to a closure with kind of just a final idea that I had when we were discussing this in prior to, which is we're talking about someone who still won an MTV Video Music Award. Now, I was going to take it in the direction of does she deserve it? I think the quick answer we can all agree with is hell no. There's been too many other videos that have come out this year that are greater than hers. I know that we don't have the time to get into which ones should have won. I personally feel like she should not have won, but more importantly, my question is why do we get upset as a culture about the MTV Video Music Awards as if MTV is the staple of deciding who is greatness when it comes to the entirety of music? Because I personally feel like from a station that no longer focuses on music videos to be giving out music video awards is a little asinine. I feel like you'd be better served talking about having a YouTube music video award show because that's where most of us consume our media to see music videos or on social media. I mean, MTV in and of itself as the core company is not focused on music videos. They have shifted that to their MTV2 lineup or
Well, that's because the
MTV3.
culture's changed. I mean, the
Sure.
culture's changed. People don't watch videos.
I'm not
TV
I'm not
videos.
You don't have
challenging.
to.
And I'm not challenging that. I guess my question really is again, why do we care? We have a BET, which does the BET Music Awards and the BET Music Video Awards, which you hardly see any of the winners show up to, and we still give accolades, but no one seems to care. But we all tuned in to MTV because MTV is supposed to be that upper echelon when I really think in 2018 they not. I'm challenging that status quo to say maybe that's just not the lane that can most appropriately judge what is the best to hip hop or what's the best to R&B or what is now an all inclusive genre of music because it's really all inclusive. So what do y'all think? Why do we care? As a culture, as people of color, why do we care about what MTV got to say of who made the best video? Because truth be told, we don't care to see Madonna give us a background on celebrating Aretha Franklin. This shit don't even
But she's
sound
not
right
the
coming out
most
my mouth.
important. She's not the most appropriate person to do that. Here's my thought on MTV. These artists are going where their fans are. When I watched the clips of Nicki Minaj performing at the VMAs, everybody in the front row was white. Every single one of them. And they were screaming her lyrics. So she goes where her fans are. And I wouldn't expect anything less. She's an artist and that is her job. That's what she's expected to do. Those are the people that are streaming her music and buying her albums. So I don't think it's so much we stick around at MTV because they're this like iconic company in the music industry. They've just been doing it the longest and most successful. BET Awards are crap. Everybody knows it. In general, I mean, there's a larger conversation to have about award shows, but when it comes down to who's giving awards for best music videos and vocal arrangements and all that kind of stuff, yeah, it's the MTV Music Award. I mean, that's just what it is.
Okay, Smith, what you think?
All right, back to do they show music videos? I just thought about it. They actually do. MTV Jams.
Yeah.
They still show all the latest
You're right.
newest videos.
But
They have a bunch of
MTV
channels just for
has a-
videos.
MTV has an umbrella of channels.
so let me make sure I'm clear though with my point. That MTV Jams channel is not a traditional, basic cable programming lineup channel. That's something that you pay a premium to have. So I just want to say that because I know for myself, I don't have access to MTV Jams, let alone MTV.
Right.
But I'm just saying you have to kind of go out of your way to get that channel. So as far as what MTV used to be to what it is now, I feel like again it's not so much catered to the culture of hip hop and R&B as it is predominantly pop culture, rock. I just feel like even
I
though
feel like hip hop and R&B are part of pop culture, though. They really are.
you know what
Well, that's the
That's-
number one. It's the number one genre in the world.
y'all feel
Yeah.
y'all agree y'all believe hip hop and R&B are included in pop culture.
Yes,
It is
absolutely.
pop culture.
All right, I'm gonna
Rap
challenge
is the
that.
number one genre.
I'm gonna challenge that.
It's nothing to challenge.
No, I'm
It's
gonna
already-
challenge.
It is.
No.
It
I'm
just
gonna
is.
challenge that. I don't give a damn. It's 2-on-1. I'm gonna challenge that next week. But for this week, this your boy J-Lip. We had a great discussion, a great dialogue. I got two great guests with me. They're confused about what pop music is and pop culture, but I respect them from jumping
What
on.
does pop? What is
Hold on,
pop?
I already played the outro music. So with that being said, we got your boy TheyCSmith in the building. We can always bring it back But TheyCSmith, let them know where they can find you at. Let them know where they can find you at.
At TheyCSmith on Snapchat, Instagram.
All right, so one more time.
Period.
At TheyCSmith, Snapchat, Instagram. Check them out. Also, Mrs.LIP, I know you was wrong as well, but please share with the folks where they can find you at in about what? 13 minutes?
In about 13 minutes, I'm going to be going live on my Instagram at TL Yarncraft Soon and ask me anything. So they can ask me anything about social media, business, crafty stuff, life, being on the floor at the Beyonce concert, whatever.
Ooh!
It's a stunt.
Humble brag.
Major stunt.
Not humble at all.
TL Yarncrafts.
She has a t-shirt on right now.
TL Yarncrafts. TheyCSmith. I am J-Lip at Instagram, TOLPcast.com. And we out.
Okay.
You ain't gonna say shit, Smith? That's how you feel?
I ain't
Sober,
get to say what I want to say today. She kept cutting me the fuck off.
He told you not to cut him off. He did.
Cut me off about 4 times today.
Well, it's still recording, so I know I want
It's
the people
too
to know.
late. We're off.
So this is your constructive feedback.
We out.
We had to end it on his terms. That's what it had to be.
Right.
All right. Well, it is what it is. Fuck you.
Check out your ass next week.